you take action,
Yeah.
but you don't see any results. So your brain gets really demotivated then. So it's actually super important for your brain to get results because you get dopamine from that. So you should actually really train your brain to do the action without expecting any results. But it's very, very hard.
Yeah. It's the journey, not the destination.
Yeah,
kinda.
exactly. Yeah, but you need to
Interesting.
celebrate small wins.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe what helped me overcome of this struggle is to just see the bigger picture and see the small wins I'm making and really celebrating that because it's a very lonely journey in the beginning.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also something I learned, you don't have to do it alone. You can really like connect with like-minded people, and like now I'm connecting every week with
Yeah. Perfect. Jorn, welcome to How Was Your Day, the podcast. This is a podcast that talks about inspiring stories, and I am ready to just listen to your story. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Yes, thank you very much, Jesse, for the
Perfect.
introduction.
Yeah. Of course, the title of the podcast, Jorn, to get things started. How was your day?
They started well. This morning I was working on my business, so I had the pleasure to send an invoice to one of my clients.
Good. Very good.
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. That's honestly, you said it was a nice invoice as well, right?
Yeah,
It's like a good one.
Yeah, long waiting a bit.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
yeah.
Perfect. So Jorn, please introduce yourself.
Yeah.
I would love to know what you do.
Yeah.
Just a small introduction
Yeah.
from your side.
So I'm Jorn, originally from Belgium, 29 years old, and I've been living in Amsterdam for the last 4 years.
Okay.
4 years ago I started in Amsterdam doing IT consulting. Still do to this day. Yesterday I started my new job.
Mm-hmm.
And next to this I started my own business. About 2 years ago I got into copywriting.
Yeah.
And I'm still going and doing it on the side. And my goal is to really transition to go full time.
Nice. Okay. And what got you started with? Well, actually, what I'm very curious about is what is copywriting to you? What does that mean
Yeah.
from your side?
So copywriting, to be very concise, it's sales in writing. It sounds very simple, but there is a lot of intricacies and techniques and methods in copywriting that you should be aware of, psychological principles and human understanding. And there is a lot of research. And by way of doing the research and really understanding, like one of my clients, for example, is a financial coach. And if you want to sell something to someone, then you should be aware of what they need and what their desires are, and so the emotions and the thoughts they have,
Okay.
and then resonating with them enough so that they take action. Yeah.
And what's the biggest piece of I guess help that you provide? Because what I'm hearing is sales and writing and
Yeah.
understanding their needs. But what needs are typical for someone that would need you in this case?
For me, for my clients, needs are like usually, like now I'm focusing more on tech startups.
Okay.
And I see a lot of tech startups have great technology, they have great features and benefits and everything.
Yeah.
The best software in the world, they can replace Google if needed.
Damn. Okay.
But the big issue is they don't understand marketing and sales. They don't understand how to communicate with their audience, what their product is doing and how it's solving their needs. So that's a big issue to have, it's communication.
Okay. And wouldn't you, for example, just use ChatGPT in that case?
Yeah.
How do you go about
That's a common question I get these days
Yeah.
when I talk to tech startups.
Yeah.
They say like, oh yeah, ChatGPT, right? Like it's a bit more than that, because it's kind of like AI. Like what it will do, it'll kind of accelerate everything. But if you don't know how to steer the ship, then it's useless. kinda.
Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. And you have been utilizing the tool, of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. It's great to use.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
get to use. I use it, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah,
It's a great tool, but you kind of need to know where it's going, and you can give it some question like write a blog post or whatever, or yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like if you want to write something to sell, like a social media post or advertisement, and you wanted to sell something, then you should be really aware like what it is you're selling and what the needs of the customers are and things like that. If you don't have this human understanding, ChatGPT cannot help you very much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. No, that's clear. Yeah, nice. Thanks for the kind of like the way that you see copywriting, because for me, I don't know, because you're obviously the expert, so it's really insightful. But why did you start copywriting? What inspired you to do so?
It was back almost 3 years ago, 2020. Around this time I was starting to look for a way to kind of have more freedom. Like, I don't want to stay in a job for 9 to 5 for the rest of my life, to be honest. So I was really looking for a way of making more money and having more freedom, more time freedom for myself. And then I came across this online mentoring course. I paid quite a lot of money for that, so I got business coaching, but this included like the whole program plus I think 6 coaching calls per week or 7.
Oh wow.
So almost every day
on
there
a
was
daily
something.
basis. Yeah.
So really they help you find out your niche and kind of the sales techniques and how to get more clients.
Did you think that coaching mentor program that was the best way to kind of find out what you really want? Because what it was is that you were trying to find what you wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. So the issue was also like before getting in, I didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
But I always had like really a feeling for marketing. When I studied international business in London, I was more interested in the marketing courses.
Yeah.
So I told them like, okay, this is kind of the direction I want to go. And then they told me like, okay, you can make money in marketing using Facebook ads or copywriting. And I was like, okay, what is copywriting? And then from there the rest is history.
Yeah. So then you were trying to find a side hustle, and through this mentoring program you found copywriting.
Yes,
and
exactly.
then you hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. And from when they told you either Facebook ads or copywriting, why did you choose copywriting and not the other ones?
Yeah, because I also was thinking about Facebook ads, but at the time, like if you don't have any experience and you cannot show results, it's very hard to get clients this way. Yeah. Because the issue with advertisement is you need a budget. For Facebook ads, you would need at least 500,000 euros a month to just blow on ads
to run them.
And like it was very hard to get the responsibility from someone. This commitment. So and I don't want to like blow it from the first time or I mean I could do it with my own money, but then they said like for copywriting actually you don't need any money. You can actually make money out of nowhere. Which is the very fascinating part of copywriting, because it's more about really influencing. And these days there are so many platforms to get traffic and social media. It's like this, like a podcast. It really gives a lot of reach to spread the message. So there is no need. So if your message is good enough, it will sell for free.
And I can imagine that, because you mentioned before that you had was it your first invoice that came in with copywriting?
No, this was not my
your first one. Okay,
no.
But a invoice as well. So with you finding your niche now, where are you currently? Kind of how established are you? How many clients? Do you think it's where you're sitting now is healthy?
I have 3 clients at the moment. I had maybe a couple of them before. Not that many, because it was quite hard to start. In the beginning I had a lot of doubts, and a few, I wouldn't say failed clients, it's more picking the wrong clients as well.
Okay, interesting.
So I started with not so good clients. I mean, not so good, of course they're good, because I learned some lessons.
And you said doubts?
Doubts as well, of course, because I went through the course, and then after that I got my first client pretty fast, but I just proposed to help him for free in return for a testimonial. So I think that's I can recommend. This is actually one of the best ways to get into it, is to just do work for free and get the results.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and actually through this, I got results. So I sold a budgeting course. I sold $1,000 for this course, and he gave me 20% commission. So
Okay, good.
got my first $200.
Nice, good stuff.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
was one of the best moments ever.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And how do you deal now, kind of, because it's a side hustle, right? You said you have a full-time position
Yeah.
as well. How do you deal with that? How do you balance the two out and spend
Yeah.
your time in
Yeah, I just
each
need
one?
to spend every spare moment I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of, but really finding the balance, also like trying to be social as well. So at work I really try to prioritize the key things, so I get the maximum output for the 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So they're happy, and then after 5 I kind of close my laptop, and I just maybe a quick break, and then
Yeah,
get
it's
into
on to
it.
the next. Yeah.
Onto the next, and then of course try to find balance with health, because that's super key. Also like getting enough sleep and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can put in like 2 hours after your work during the week, and then like a lot of hours in the weekend,
Yeah.
as much as possible, then it's doable.
Yeah, that makes sense. Nice. And do you have a goal in mind? What's the trajectory? Where do you want to? Yeah, where do you want to go? What do you want to take
so
this?
at the moment, so I have like 3 clients going on, and I also started a mastermind group. So I have some copywriter friends. We meet every Sunday.
Yeah.
And we're a group of 5, and they're kind of on the same trajectory as me, starting, and some a bit more experienced. And now we're helping each other out. And this week I had the idea, like one of my prospects, he had a project, but I really don't have time for it. So I said like, I can do it, but like with the help of my team. So that's I think a great possibility to scale with other people, because I can kind of bring on clients more easy now, because I've a couple of testimonials already, and everything is on my website. So it's much easier now than in the beginning to get new clients for me.
Yeah.
But I don't have the time. So what I will do is just like kind of outsource and just like give away clients, and then I get a commission, and they also get money and clients. So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. So then, but then how is the copywriting difference to your normal 9 to 5? Is copywriting, you find it more enjoyable work? Because it's like a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
And also if you have a team, and you share the commissions with everyone.
Yeah.
But what's the biggest, because you said freedom, financial freedom, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference between, the copywriting stuff and the normal 9 to 5 job?
Like eventually with copywriting you can, maybe do work for 2 hours a day and you get like 3 times more money than a job. So if your job is like 3K a month, and copywriting is 10K a month, you can like, even with 2 hours a day, you can actually do a lot.
Makes sense. Yeah. I see.
If you know what you're doing.
Yeah. And what is the thanks. I think you gave a really nice overview of of just your whole entire kind of idea behind this copywriting thing. What are the biggest struggles that you faced when starting your own business? Actually, what's the hardest thing? You mentioned before about that coaching program. Professional coach.
So the coaching was good. So I was kind of like, okay, I got a grip on something like a course, and I can ask for help. But then I didn't really get that many, like maybe one client in the beginning, and that didn't go like super well. It was a lot of work, very little pay, and then it took like a couple of months before I got my next client. I was a bit down, doubting myself a lot. I thought this will never work, and then I did some work for him as well. Said he would pay, he didn't pay. So that was pretty shit. I got a testimonial, very nice, but still no payment. Then I did some other prospecting work. I worked the whole weekend to write like one blog article, and he said like, people here in Thailand can do it much cheaper, so not continuing. So he also didn't pay. And then one more guy also reached out to me, and then also didn't pay. And then now
that was like, really like a low.
Low, and nothing came in. But
So how did you?
And I was sending a lot of messages in the beginning, but I found out like just sending out a lot of messages every day is not the right approach.
As in, like new clients?
Yeah, because it's much better to build relationships, and then over time, if you provide enough value and you slowly build it up over time. I see that now as well with my client, a Dutch client. It's first did a small website for him. Now I do a bigger website for him.
Nice.
Now I'll maintain it, and maybe what else comes more
Yeah.
I will do.
Yeah.
Or startup. I did some work in return for testimonial, and now I'm getting paid from now on. So that's really good.
Nice. And with that low, with the people not paying and everything, so your approach is then sending out a bunch of messages as much as possible.
Yeah, that was my approach.
Yeah,
but
and
not
then,
anymore.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, with the relationships, was that how you pulled yourself out of that? Like, what I'm trying to ask is what went through your head telling you.
So the thing is, like you take action, but you don't see any results. So your brain gets really demotivated then. So it's actually super important for your brain to get results because you get dopamine from that. So you should actually really train your brain to do the action without expecting any results. But it's very, very hard.
Yeah. It's the journey, not the destination.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you need to celebrate small wins.
Yeah.
So I think that's maybe what helped me overcome of this struggle is to just see the bigger picture and see the small wins I'm making and really celebrating that because it's a very lonely journey in the beginning.
Yeah.
But also something I learned, you don't have to do it alone. You can really like connect with like-minded people. And like now I'm connecting every week with them.
Yeah, that's really nice.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, that's funny that you say with like the mental like blockers and like it's the journey, not the destination, and also it's important to celebrate on occasion. Because I have spoken to a lot of people as well, and they're quite motivated in their work. And I had a recent conversation with one of my colleagues about. I felt like I'm not getting the results that I want, and she said the exact same thing. Like, but let's not focus on the results. Let's focus on the process in order to get the results. But if you do the process right, the results will come. It's thinking about what's in your control and what's out of your control.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and now I feel also I'm much more established in my processes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was kind of trying everything.
All over the place.
Just like
that's
this,
all right? Because I guess you're finding your way.
And then I need to send my first invoice, and I'm like googling how to make an invoice. Like I have no idea.
What templates? What
and
do
it's like,
you do?
This is not a good template. And then I do it like this, and then I'm kind of like doubting with the payment. Like, you can pay a little bit now, the rest later. And now I'm like, no, just everything up front.
Yeah. You're firm.
Just nice. Good. Just be firm. It's all good. But you learn a lot of lessons by doing. So. With all the coaching in the world, you need to do it yourself in the end, because the first-hand experience you get is the most valuable. Yeah.
And do you find it difficult to celebrate like the small wins? Because for me, for example, focusing on the journey, then I feel like I'd never take the time to stop and look around what I currently have, but celebrate it in a way that it feels, I'm proud of what I have done.
Yeah.
How do you see that with kind of celebrating the small wins throughout?
Yeah, maybe something I started doing recently is journaling every day, like at the end of my day. I just have kind of a free writing journal, so I just do like one page with the date, and then I just write down just my wins, whatever my thoughts, and then at the end I also have like kind of a gratitude exercise. I'm just grateful for the things and the people in my life, and,
that's really nice.
This really gets you in a great state.
Yeah,
and if
exactly.
you do that every day, then you really enjoy the process.
Yeah, of course, and I think that's quite nice, that the gratitude feeling. If you're really feeling low, if you're feeling, I don't know, if something is going really wrong, you can always find that gratitude feeling just by asking that question, what are you grateful for? Anywhere you are, it does not matter. Nice. With the coaching things and everything, I think I just have one last question for you, Jorn, and that is, what advice would you give to people wanting to start their own thing, whether it be copywriting or whether it be their own business? What are your top tips and must do's or should not, or just things to consider when you're starting?
Top tips is think about what you're good at, think about what people will pay for, talk to people about the thing you could do for them, and if they were willing to pay for it. If they're willing to pay for it, just make an invoice and receive the money. And then,
boom, done.
Done. Yeah.
Nice, perfect.
Very simple.
Yeah. Jorn, thank you very much for spending the time. You had some really nice insights. I hope the listeners will also get some value out of this. So I do appreciate your time, and I hope it was also a nice experience for you as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jesse. Yeah, it was a nice experience.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, man.